So, okay. Hello, everybody. First of all, many congratulations on being on our podcast once again. To the listeners, I am so happy that you are listening to this thing again and again because, as if you are a coach, this is very important that you are continuously connecting with those kind of people who are either ahead of you or at your place so that you can go ahead in your coaching business or any sort of a journey that you are looking for. So, I'm very happy today, by the way. I'm so happy. I'm going to present someone really special. You know, if you don't know, I'll tell you. And I was awestruck when I saw her profile, when I saw and like did a bit of research about her. So let me present Stacy Phoenix. I'm really happy to I'm glad that you're over here. I'm again awestruck, awestruck, and I would like to know how you are feeling right now about this thing. You have been on to multiple podcasts and you have been helping a lot of people, but what about this particular situation?
Yes. So first of all, thank you so much for having me. I am so excited to be here as well. And yeah, this podcast, I'm really, really grateful to be on it because I know you do marketing and you help a lot of other coaches as well. So it's kind of like two like-minded people coming together. And I love what we're creating right now. So um yeah, this is a great platform. And I also love the fact that you're from India as well, which is so cool.
Yeah, proud to be
I love
that.
it.
Yeah. So without further ado, I would really like to know, I know this thing, our listeners would love to know, what do you do? What kind of solution do you have? And what,
Yes.
like, you're a coach, how do you do everything that you're doing right now? Okay. So
Yes.
please.
Yeah. So the first question is, what do I do? Yeah, I help my clients shift their identities so
Hmm.
therefore they can attract more clients, ideal clients, and also money, specifically money. My clients want only those two things for their business.
Okay.
That's who I attract. And by shifting their identities, I was that coach that when I first started, I was going in circles and buying all these programs and it wasn't really going anywhere. I wasn't gaining traction.
Hmm.
As a coach, you want to have a sustainable business and sign on clients month after month. And it wasn't until no one told me this either, by the way, when I first started.
True. It
Is
happens with a lot of coaches out there.
Yeah, you have to shift your identity first
Hmm.
before you start implementing strategies. Like I was that coach that was trying different strategies and nothing was working. And I'm like, is something wrong with me? Um, no, there was nothing wrong with me. It's just you gotta shift your identity. So that's what I do for my clients and
Hmm.
um which is so fun. It's really, really fun.
How do you do that? But because I know I have been at that place where I had a very different sort of mentality. And
Mhm.
I went on to work with my mentor for almost 2 years. I worked in
Oh,
sales for them. I have a background of engineering, and I'm not doing anything related to that. Okay, so when I was sitting with those kind of people who had a very different mindset, working with those kind of people, talking to those kind of people who have a different mindset, they're looking for different things. Then I saw
mhm.
there's a new, whole new world that I never knew. So my mentality got changed within those 2 years of working, sitting, doing a lot of things. And you, as a coach, how do you fasten up that process for your clients? Because that is very important. People would like to know how, okay, there's no magic pill before you try anything else. There's no strategy and stuff. Of course, there are strategies, but it won't work if their mentality doesn't change. How do
Mhm.
you help as a coach to make that change faster?
Ooh, I love that. I love this question so much because that's exactly what I do is I help my clients shift faster in the easiest process. And what I do is I help them heal first. I use the original timeline therapy, right? And with that, I heal their timelines. And by healing first, it makes it easier to shift their identity even faster. And while we're doing all of that. We're manifesting clients and money too in between all of that as well. So it's like three packaged in one. And so the process in a nutshell is heal to shift your identity faster to get where you want to be in terms of your business, in terms of taking action, in terms of mindset as well, especially mindset is you'll start to think differently because you start to see yourself differently,
Mm,
right? When you see yourself differently, the universe will respond to that and say, okay, Stacy is seeing herself now as a life coach and entrepreneur, right?
mm,
So now I'm going to deliver everything that aligns to this new identity, meaning clients, right? That's what we want. Money, we want to have sustainable business, opportunities to
mm.
create a greater impact. Things will start to flow to you effortlessly when you tell the universe, okay, this is who I am now. Now give me what I want. And the universe is always here to give you what you want and to deliver
Mm.
everything that you're asking for. You just have to change yourself first in order to get that.
True.
Right?
I really want to know what's this term means timeline to you, because again I'm a Marvel fan. If you don't know about it, there is a lot of timeline situation going on right now in the
Yeah.
third and fourth phase, fourth or fifth
Doctor
phase.
Strange. Yep.
Yeah, yes. So timeline things are very complicated right now. The term is very complicated. So I really want, I've also read in your post regarding to the timelines. I was confused and I was about to ask you. Thanks for bringing this up. So what's this timeline healing that you're talking about? And how this actually gets implemented on us as a like coach or entrepreneurs?
Yeah. So the way I view timelines is different chapters of our lives from our past lives as well. And
Hmm.
also from chapters of our entire lineage,
Oh,
meaning our ancestors, their timelines as well. So with the original timeline therapy, just to explain it very quickly for those who don't know, is we go to the very root cause
hmm.
of, let's say, the limiting belief or a specific emotion, all
Hmm.
the way back to when it first began. Meaning it could be passed down to us. So we would have to go back, we will go back to our ancestors, our lineage, or our past lives, our own past life, to find out the very root cause. And then we heal from that point on, all the way from to now. So
Wow.
you won't have that emotion, that blockage, that energetic blockage anymore. So you heal all the way how many years ago you want to go back to up until now, which is really powerful.
Actually, centuries. This is a century thing actually. Um, wow, like it's because you have been conditioned in such a manner, that's why you are like this, and now you're trying to help out to understand, get conscious understanding about why you do what you do on a regular
Mhm.
basis, right?
Yes.
It's very tough. Even I try it on a regular basis to understand if I'm eating this way, why I'm doing this thing, what happened, and what was the first time when I saw this thing, how it felt, why I'm doing whatever you are doing. There is a very subconscious reason about it. People say, okay, it's just my habit, or I
Mhm.
just do it. That's not true. You have been conditioned. Everything in your mind is a data that you have captured around from like whatever this environment you are into. Uh,
Exactly.
very important.
Exactly.
And
And you
most
can,
of us, yeah, please.
oh, I was about to say, and you carry it with you life after life after life. You know, it goes on until you do something about it.
It's, and it's very, very hard to even just identify this thing. Try to identify why I'm drinking the water, why I'm regularly having Coke. Why not any other brand? That's all. Because I have been into marketing, learning about psychology. So then I understood a lot of things related to the habits. We
Yes.
think that whatever the habits that we have is because we have a certain lifestyle. It's not like that. At
Yeah.
every stage of life or every stage of society, people have different sort of habits, and that totally depends upon there are 4 or 5 reasons. First is like the environment, people whom you're sitting with. Second is what you like and what consciously you take responsibility about. and there are multiple others. So understanding and identifying is very hard altogether, and then you actually help them to heal out of it is whoa.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Big deal, because
Yeah.
I've been learning this. I've been reading a few books in marketing only. It it's not that easy, and marketers, especially businesses and marketers, are actually taking a lot of advantage of these things. That's why people end up taking a lot of courses but not able to get the results and pay a
Yeah.
lot of money just because of the habits and whatever the psychology they are working at.
Yeah. And you really touched upon it where you said the subconscious mind. That's where everything's at. That's where the change begins, you
Exactly.
know,
Yes.
really there. This, like I said, how you perceive yourself from your subconscious mind, not your conscious mind. So what I do with my clients is I tap into their subconscious mind and change it from there. And then boom, everything falls into place right after.
So
It's so fun.
what kind of clients do come to you, by the way? Um,
What is it?
what kind of clients do come to you? That's what I'm asking.
Coaches, mainly
Mostly.
coaches. I do work with a couple of clients who do wish to heal only.
Okay.
So I have clients who work with me for about a year,
Mm.
sometimes longer, just to heal and from trauma and um, their past, because that's what I do. I heal their past so that way they can move forward from that, which is pretty incredible too. And with coaches, I again heal, and they come to me because they're running in circles, or the strategy is not working, and they're like, I don't know what to do. Like, what do I need to do? And or they have a lot of leads, but they don't know what to do with them. And
Okay.
I'm not sure, like, if you probably heard of this, like the mental paralysis.
Yeah.
Yeah, like something
Procrastination.
stops them from, yeah, taking action. And we dig deep and find out what's going on with that. And it's a lot of that. It's like, okay, let's stop buying these courses.
Mm.
Okay,
Mm.
let's heal so you can take everything out that's in the way, that's not giving you clarity, so you have more clarity, and open up, I call it open up the window,
Okay.
release the fog, right? And then clarity comes, confidence comes,
Mm.
and they're more like excited to go back into their business. They're not running in circles anymore. All of my clients, they've ran in circles. They're like, and they're stuck. They're at a pause. Like, okay, I don't know what else I'm doing. Like, where I was, like, there's something wrong with me. Like, when there wasn't anything wrong with any of us at
Yeah.
all.
A lot of time we just feel maybe we are not just good enough. People may are like maybe they are better than us, and that's why they are actually ruling the market. But that's not the case. It's just
Oh.
that there is something that is stopping you.
Mhm.
And a very good thing that you mentioned, that I liked, that open the window and spread away the fog. That's the
Yeah.
mind fog that you get while you're doing something and you get overwhelmed, and because of course when you're doing anything for the very first time in your career, it's going to be hard because it's the
Mhm.
first time. And when you don't know something, you get afraid. Most of the human get afraid from those kind of things that they don't understand, or they haven't never done it before, especially speaking at stage. Right now it's better, the ratio is getting better because of the online presence, but previously it was so damaging that 90-91% people were opting to go for suicide rather than going and speaking on the stage, which was a huge, like, whatever the survey was, it was really nasty. And I have been at that
Yeah.
place. I know how it feels, how
Yes.
scary it is, and you just don't choose to be there. Nice.
Yeah.
Also, I had we discussed this before about the billboard thing.
Oh, yeah.
Um, guys, if you don't know, this person has been on the billboard of New York Time, right? Square
In New
Time.
York City, yes. Yes.
And
Isn't that?
If you don't know, just Google it right now. Check out the photos. One of the busiest streets, one of the best and awesome people who around the globe are over there. Am I right? Am I right, Stacy? Right?
Yes, millions and millions of people go to Times Square
Well,
every day.
yeah. And you, I, for when I first saw, I thought it is just a like Photoshop thing. It was so real. I was like, okay, that's a pretty good Photoshop thing. And then when I read about it, I was like, whoa, come on, this is amazing. So, Stacy, talk about that. Tell us about because there is a whole journey behind that billboard thing, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants to know that how it happened, why it happened, but how it got started is way more interesting for me, at least. I don't know about you guys, please. So listen this very carefully, please, Stacy. Come on.
Thank you. Yeah. So when I first went to New York 10
Mm,
years ago, I was in Times Square with a couple of friends, and I was there and I was in so much shock and awe with all the bright lights and the billboards. And it was like a culture shock. Like, where am I? And I told myself when I looked up at the massive billboards and seeing all these people, I said to myself, I'm going to be on one of those one day. Because in my mind, I knew
mm,
I was going to be so successful. And I also knew anything is possible for me and I can do anything I put my mind to. And 10 years later, I received an opportunity, which I call from the universe, to have my face on a billboard. And I took it.
like
I took
this
it.
is
I was
like
like,
a movie
this is
story.
my dream.
It's kind of a script. It's kind of a movie script that you're talking about. Seriously, for a like hundreds and thousands of people, it's a movie script that is going on. But um, at that moment, 10 years back when you went there, saw that thing for the very first time, as I mentioned previously, that most of us would be like, oh, what a beautiful city, what a beautiful place, amazing people. Oh, again, the way I'm, popping up my eye, it would be just like that. We won't be thinking, okay, I'll be at that billboard. I'll be standing up over there. People would be looking at me, and what the hell I'll be doing to be over there? People don't think that. What actually changed you? Like again, you also mentioned you also felt stuck at multiple times, but how confident you were at that moment, and like what's the process? Because this kind of confidence, it's awareness. Again, you might laugh, but when I saw that, I was like, if I would have been at that place, I wouldn't have thought of being on a billboard. I would have thought, oh, what a wonderful place and stuff. But again, that's a different mentality that you had. How that mentality came, by the way. That's the most important question over here.
Yeah, that mentality is something I've always had within me. And also for my parents as well.
Okay.
They ingrained, um, they always told me, Stacy, whatever you do,
Mm,
you are going to be successful with whatever you put your mind to. And I believe that. I believe that we can have whatever we want
mm.
if we can put our mind to it, you know? And at the time when I saw the billboard, I didn't know, nor did I care for what reason I would be on the billboard. I knew I just wanted to be on the billboard because I thought, okay, that'd be so cool to have my face and have everybody see me on the billboard.
Uh,
And
have been one of the most proudest moment for you, your parents, everybody who knows you.
yeah,
I'm feeling proud right now just by
oh,
sitting over here. No, that is an
thank you.
amazing, amazing thing. You must be feeling so emotional. A lot of things that would be coming in your mind right that at that moment, right?
Yes, I did. I cried. I cried. I was on my knees, just crying, tears of joy with my cousin. She took me. We went to go see it together because she lives in New York.
Mhm.
And she's like, yes, I would love to share that moment with you. And I'm about to cry again because it was just a, it's like a dream come true, right?
So,
And like I said, I didn't know at the time how I would ever be on it or why. I just believed. Is all about self-belief and knowing that it can happen for you. Like I knew it can happen for me.
Hmm.
And therefore, again, the universe responded to my own belief. And 10 years later, I got it. And it was something I asked for 10 years ago. And, I forgot already by then. And then when the opportunity came, I instantly remembered to say yes.
What was that opportunity about, by the way?
It was to basically, it was a connection I had through a friend,
Hmm.
and they were looking for coaches and marketing folks, business folks who would like to have an ad on their billboard.
Okay.
They were looking for people, and because I knew my friend, they he was gracious enough to think of me, and I'm very grateful for him for that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten the opportunity.
Oh,
And so he messaged me, and I said, okay, sure. And then we talked about everything, made it happen within a couple of months. Um, yeah, we designed the billboard. We signed the picture, everything, made sure all the font was correct. And there was a lot of details that went into that billboard that I didn't know. And um, it was so fun and exciting to do. And even when I was in process of creating it, I still couldn't believe it.
gosh, this is something so big. You might have just dreamt about it, but it's happening. It's really happening.
Yeah, and I'm glad you used that word dream because it's like as long as you continue to dream big for yourself, it
Mhm.
will happen. Just keep dreaming big, as big as you can go. It doesn't matter, you know, and just know that it's going to happen for you. It doesn't matter
Because
how, just know that, just keep believing.
because the thing is, like I've been into a middle class family. I'm born over there. Okay, we have a different side of conditioning, mental conditioning,
Yeah.
and most of the people who would be listening also, they never had such kind of parents. Might be they might have had, but only for those reasons that okay, if you put your mind towards the studies, you'd get good grades and you would get a good college, you would get a good job, nothing like that. But now when they're doing something different, it's very hard for them because and this has happened with me because when I was a student, I was in fourth standard,
Mhm.
like back in 2010s and 6 and 10, whatever. The point was some of the teachers used to call me that Vishish, you are not meant for studies. You are not meant for studies. You can't do it. I thought it, like I believe that. And I said it. Okay, I'm not meant for that. So I won't even give my time towards it. I used to do this. My
Yeah.
mom is trying to teach me. My mom is trying to push me to whatever revise and revise for the papers and stuff. I never used to do it. I used to sit in front of you, but I always used to go for study for sports. I was really great at sports. I've been into national basketball games. I've played basketball, volleyball, not volleyball, softball and stuff like this. Football. I'm a big fan of football. I still play football at this moment. But when I went out of my school, my mom was in the school only. That was the thing. She was a senior teacher in charge. She's senior in charge over there. So I used to get a lot of beatings from her and the teachers. But when I went
I
to
get
college now, I had a very different set of teachers. They didn't knew me from the very beginning, so they thought I'm a good student. So they expected me to do good, and I
Mhm.
literally did good. Then I
Mhm.
realized if I study in whatever the manner it was, I used YouTube and stuff to understand how I can study better because now it's a necessity. Then I have been a college topper also from a from a person who is doing nothing in studies to a person who is like doing who is getting the best grades in the class and university also. Then I understood if people talk to you and you put your time into something, your efforts and time into something, you are going to get better.
Mhm.
but it was not, and it was heavily dependent upon my environment, not because what I am or what I'm thinking. So that's what I was, as I mentioned that I'm reading a lot about conscious mind, subconscious and conscious mind. That's why I always think about what I did in my college or my school and what I'm doing right now, why I'm doing this right now. Then I realized what I've been conditioned about. Same goes with a lot of coaches out there or whatever the business that you are doing. You
Mhm.
might think that this is not for me, this isn't going to work for me, this is only for big players in the market like Tony Robbins or Mel Robbins. No, I know personally, I know a lot of people who are doing amazing with less number of followers, less number of views on their TikTok and Instagram reels, and nothing. People don't have even social media. They are making millions. It's not
Mhm.
about money, it's not about that. It's about you need to put your head down and you need to work towards the goals that you have like set. Of course, you have mentioned it very correctly. Set a goal so high you even think that it's just a dream. I'm I'm someone who's like consciously working on this right now, and I know how hard it is. I can totally understand. So,
Yeah.
um, a lot about me and the mindset, but I really want to know the story behind you getting started into coaching. Was it planned or how it actually happened?
It fell into my lap, as we call it. I didn't know what coaching was until I started coaching. I,
When did you start it, by the
after,
way?
what is it?
When did you start it, by the way?
I started coaching, it's been about 3.5 years ago now. And I, after my divorce, I began my healing journey, my spiritual journey. So I started doing Reiki, and
Hmm,
I became a Reiki master. That's a funny story in itself. I was Googling spirituality, and an ad on Google ad came on for Reiki, and I said, "What is this?" So I clicked on it. And then I was like, "Oh, this looks interesting." And then I Googled a Reiki center near me. It was down the street from where I lived. It was like meant to be. And so I signed up to learn Reiki 1, still not really knowing what it was. And it changed my life. Um, then I decided, okay, I'll continue on, and I became Reiki master. And then after that, I decided I really like helping others heal.
hmm,
At the time, I knew I was going to start my own business.
okay,
I want to start my own Reiki business, and then um, it's like I want to learn more. So I decided I want to be a spiritual healer.
hmm,
And then my spiritual healer teacher at the time, he suggested, he said, "Stacy, you would also make a great spiritual coach." And I said, "What is that?" And he explained it to me. I said, "You know what? I'll try it." At the time, I was willing to learn everything in regards to spirituality. So I got certified in that as well. And then that's when I decided, you know what? I think I'm gonna do it. And so this was during the pandemic.
okay,
And um, I was like, this is an opportunity to really start my business. I've always knew since I was young I was going to be an entrepreneur. I didn't know what I was going to do though. I had multiple businesses before that didn't succeed. I had a t-shirt business, had a mug business. I did so many different things that it wasn't successful because I didn't love it, right? Although I learned so much on how to implement, start, and manage a business.
hmm,
So when my coaching business came, um, my mindset was different. It's like, all right, I'm going to be serious about this. Like, I'm now a CEO. I am also now a salesperson. I'm also now a marketing person. I'm also many different hats under one roof,
put
right?
it down.
Yeah. So, my mindset at the time, it was difficult at first for me to shift because I was working the 9 to 5 job.
Hmm,
And, I was making 6 figures at the time too, which, I was very successful. I was a contracts manager leading a team of 12 at the time.
okay,
Yeah. And my heart wasn't in it anymore. Doing 9 to 5 lifestyle. I wanted more. I wanted freedom. I
Hmm.
wanted to give myself what I knew I deserved, right?
I really want to emphasize on this point.
Yeah.
I want you to emphasize on this point that a lot of people who might have a great salary package.
Mhm.
Okay, of course, the life can be very shitty if you don't like what you do. But again, money is an important aspect of a life.
Yes.
Um, of course, you might be coming on this point, but I really want to know what actually made you to think about freedom, because freedom is something that everybody want on a daily basis. And
Yeah.
I mean, having your own business is not freedom. Sometimes, many a times, you don't have that freedom. You have to, work a lot for different things, different points, and
Mhm.
sometimes 24/7. It happens.
Yes.
What kind of freedom you are talking about, and why these kind of people who think they are looking for freedom, and but they are not able to, get out of that comfort zone that they have created out of that salary package that I have, big as you had.
Yeah, that's a great question because for me, freedom was working for myself. I didn't want to have anyone bossing me around anymore, especially when I knew I can do so much more with life, right? It's
Mm.
freedom to live more. I didn't want to be tied down to working 9 to 5 for someone. I'd rather work 9 to 5 for myself, right? That was my version of freedom.
They would have been a big challenge. Initially, a lot of people, when they start, they have a lot of challenges. As you mentioned,
Mhm.
you tried multiple businesses before this one, right?
Mhm.
What actually kept you in the game? Because it's very hard to stay in the game. You think, okay, maybe it's not for me. All the time we tell to ourselves that maybe there is a issue with us,
Mhm.
or this particular thing is not for us, although people are making shit ton of money out of it. People are selling these bottles and they are making millions out of it. Why the hell I'm not able to, and maybe it's not for me. They always
Right.
stop themselves. What is going on over there? Like there might be a lot of coaches and a lot of clients that you have got at this point of time when they are working. So what do you uh, tell them?
Yeah, that's clearly a limiting belief within themselves, something that could have been, like I said, passed down, or something that. And I'm glad you asked this question because you said it's spot on with your story earlier, where you said that you had teachers tell you certain things, they saw you a certain way. So, and then you took that on, and that goes the same way with a situation, as if, oh, that can't happen for me because other people can project their beliefs onto you
Hmm.
to keep you the same and keep you small, and then you take it on as your own, right?
Hmm.
So I would really suggest for anyone who's listening right now, really sit down with yourself and ask, is this limiting belief really mine, or is it from someone around me who don't believe in themselves?
Conscious.
And you accidentally took it on.
Yeah, it's again, guys, if someone is about to try this thing, I'm telling you, try it for at least 1 week and then think of even stopping it, because it takes a lot of time. I've been doing this thing, I've been practicing for any single thing that I'm consciously thinking about, and trying to know where it actually originated. It takes me
Mhm.
almost a week now, and I've been doing this thing from past 3 or 4 months now. When I read about it, I've been trying to do this thing. Now I take a lot of topics, but previously it was like 1 month for one single thing, one single habit that I have, and why it is happening with me. Is it mine or not? What is it, something that I've picked it from a right person or not? There are a lot of
Mhm.
things that goes on, so you got to stay with it if you're trying to do it by your own self. Although if you have a wonderful coach like Stacy, then yeah, Stacy is the best person to answer the timeline about the timeline. Yeah. Yes, please. I interrupted you while you were
No,
speaking.
that's okay. Yeah, and yeah, it's all about making the choice for yourself. It's okay, granted, we all have those limiting beliefs, although we have to decide on our own if we're going to allow it to stop us, because that's a choice.
Hmm.
It's like, okay, I want to be for example, a 6-figure coach,
Mm,
7-figure coach, 8-figure coach. But then when the time comes for us to take some kind of action, or when we see others succeeding but not our own, because for whatever reason we don't feel like it's for us or we're not good enough, that's not true. You are great enough. It is for you because you want it. Otherwise, it wouldn't have popped up in your mind,
true.
right? So, think about that and make the right choice for yourself. And I always preach this all the time. Step into that vibration of self-love and tell yourself, all right, it's give yourself permission. Okay, I can have that. Okay, I will take action, regardless of what other people will think of you. Just tune out the noise,
Mm,
right? When I first started coaching, I had a lot of people telling me, like, oh, who does she think she is starting her own business? Or what are you doing? What is that? Like, people didn't believe in me. People who were very close to me, they doubted me.
mm.
I didn't care. I'm like, I'm getting my freedom. You guys can sit over there by yourself and watch me win. And I am. And now the same people who are doubting me are the same people who message me and say, wow, I'm really inspired by you. I want to start my own business too now, and all this other stuff. So keep
True.
going, because you're going to be the one to inspire everyone else around you to succeed. So if you're sitting there thinking that you're not good enough, break through it, because you are good enough, you know?
It's very important. Not even just good enough, you are enough to do something.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't understand that. I saw this I am enough hashtag when I started into this marketing stuff, because it's a very challenging profession also. Marketing, sales, you have to face a lot of rejections in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oof,
I've
rejection.
been such a person. When I start something, I get good results at the beginning. Okay, so I feel like I'm at the top of the world. Then what happens with me? Then the first struggle comes, and then
Mm-hmm.
I feel that, oh, now how I can do it, because now I have maintained a standard in front of everybody, right? Now how the hell I can go down, and now how the hell I can go up again,
Mm-hmm.
because now it's not the same. Things are not the same.
Yeah.
So, understanding that part, working on that thing, for any coach is very important, and they have to stick to the plan that they had.
Mm-hmm.
You have been working with teams, right? You have your own marketing team,
Yes.
right? And by the way, while you were searching for the team at the beginning of your career, first of all, you might have started your own thing. You started doing things by your own self. You got some great results, and then you jumped out to get a good team, right? That was the
Yeah.
thing, or at the beginning only?
Yeah, that was what happened. Yeah, I started doing everything on myself first. I want to learn everything, do it
Hmm.
on my own. That way, when I do hire a team, I can train them as well, right?
Awesome.
And yeah, so
What
now I
what
have
all team members do you have, and what all
how
do
many?
they do? What all team members do you have, and what all they do?
Yeah, so my team members, they're a team of very strong, powerful women, and I strategically handpicked them because
Hmm.
I knew what type of people I want to have around me, and that's really important, right? And it's not just about getting the work done. For me, it was about how we vibe, how
Hmm.
our energy is together as a team, as a group, personality, of course, if we all how we're gonna mesh well and get along, and how we're going to create an impact and grow the business together. I'm very particular with who I choose to have around me. So with my team, I have them each doing very individual tasks. I have one doing friend farming, and the other one doing, putting people in the group, and the other one doing um, talking into the DMs.
Okay.
And yeah, very strategic team, very powerful team. Everyone knows what they're doing. Everyone is focused,
Hmm.
and we continuously get massive, massive results every month after month. And like you just said it in the beginning, it was tough. There was like in the beginning we did really well, and then boom, there was a drop.
Yeah.
And whew, that drop was like shattering for us a little bit. It's like,
Very
what the heck happened?
horrible situation.
What
I
do we do?
I'm saying that's a very horrible situation. Like I
Mhm,
personally feel that is now it's a norm for me. I know it's a normal thing. It is going to happen, at least for me. I don't know about others. A lot of people start with something, they're not good, they improve by the time and they get results. That's
mhm,
better. I heard this quotation by someone, slow success builds character,
mhm,
fast success builds ego. So while I get all the time, I get that fast success, and then I get that drop. So my ego gets shattered at that moment, and then you need to build that character. So someone also said this thing, ki, Vishish, remember this, whatever the struggling that you are having right now, struggles that you are having, these are building your character. So कभी ऐसा लगता है कि you are having a struggling moment or a day, it's a building day. Take it like that. And whenever I also get frustrated. Everybody gets frustrated. I
mhm,
don't know, a very few people are very calm in these kind of situation. I try to be one. I won't say I am one, but I always remind myself, Vishisht, let's build character. It will take time. Things will take good things actually takes time. Maybe you're meant for something really big. So talking in such a manner to your own self is very important
yes,
because there are multiple other people who are talking like whatever they want to say. They were about to say things. Even if you are successful, they would say things about you. Even if you're not successful, they would say things about you. Even you're doing nice or better or whatever, stagnant in your life, they would still say about things about you. That means people who want to speak, you can't stop them.
mhm,
You can't stop them, whatever you do.
yeah,
So it's very important to know that thing and talk to yourself first, apart of anybody else. It's very important.
very, very important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So initially when you started, you mentioned you have failed at multiple businesses, right?
yeah,
You say that again, my heart wasn't towards those things. This
mhm,
particular thing actually catched not just your eyes, but the real intention that you had, right?
mhm,
The real you thought that this is the real purpose of my life. I I
yeah,
I, I completely believe that when you do something, you have a purpose to fulfill, and whatever you're doing, I believe that, and there is a path that you have to walk by, right? So how like again the intention is there, but there are struggles, and you stop again even after limiting beliefs. There are multiple things that doesn't work with you. For example, you might have hired a couple of people that you might thought would do great. I don't know if that happened with you or not, but they didn't work with you properly,
yeah,
or that
that's happened
very thing,
before.
that very connection didn't work. Maybe that person might be great at whatever the skill they had, and that's why you mentioned vibe is very important. But still,
Yes.
there are people who would leave you. There are people who won't work properly, or things are not going to work. What do you think about that moment? How do you overcome those kind of struggles?
Yeah, so I learned in the beginning, I did not learn this. I used to take it hard
Mm,
in personal. And once I understood that it's not personal, it's business and people do leave. And, so what I do best is understand, what was the reason that you're leaving? Um, and why, what could I have provided for them that did not receive? Where was the breakdown in communication? Like how come they didn't come to me? We could have talked about it. And if it wasn't a great experience for the other person at
mm,
the time, um, okay, then great. And there was somebody I had to fire. That was hard too,
mm,
taking the emotional factor of having to let somebody go and remembering to keep that as all business. And that's also another thing too. It's like you have to keep your mind right
mm,
and focused on the purpose. Like you said, we are here to help others. I knew what my purpose is, and accept the fact that sometimes things don't align anymore. and that's okay, and do better next time. Find out what it is that you can improve on. Every failure that every fail that I've had, I learned to take it as a learning moment and turn it around into a win. Say, okay, that didn't work out. Although I learned this and I learned how to do this better, then boom, we'll improve and grow. It's a part of the process of growth.
And you can't
That's really it.
skip it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Um, Now we have been talking about mindset, about your story. People would really like to know what are the major platforms or strategies that you use in your coaching business as a coach, or few tools that you can actually tell our audience that you are using, which is getting you great results in whatever manner.
Yes. So I use Facebook as my main
Hmm.
social media platform. There's many people, billions of people on Facebook. Imagine what 100 people can do for your business, right?
Correct.
Incredible. And it's this plethora of leads and clients that you can reach out to and help.
Hmm.
And also another tool that I love that is, to me, is completely underrated.
Hmm.
Nobody, I don't see a lot of people talking about it, so I'm going to talk about it, and um because it's affordable, way more affordable than the popular ones that are out there, which I'm just saying, no, don't bother using that. There's something else that works just as amazing, if not better, which
Hmm.
is ConvertKit.
Ah.
Yes. It's kind of like Kajabi, like MailChimp and all that stuff. You can create courses on there, you can use email marketing, you can landing pages, all of that
Hmm.
for, I think the first monthly price is like 10 USD or 9.99 a month, where Kajabi is like, and MailChimp is way more than that. So for all the new coaches out there, or any coach out there who's listening right now, switch to ConvertKit. Is You'll
Hmm.
have more revenue and more money in your pocket.
I do think so because a lot of people, especially coaches, they think that only webinars are the only thing. Of course, they are the best thing, but they don't focus on following up with the people who haven't bought them from them, right?
Yeah.
And building that connection, nurturing your audience is the most important thing. As a as being into marketing, helping a lot of coaches, we intensively help our clients. Our major role is to get them leads. That's it. The rest is building that relationship with that audience. And that's
Mhm.
what you are doing with ConvertKit, right? The proper
Mhm.
email marketing software that you have been using. That can be used with any software. I know. I really want to know, you're using emails very intensively to build proper relation. How do you do that? Like what do you think while you're writing things, or do you have any strategy about that email part so that our audience can also use that with their coaching
Yeah.
business?
So with emailing, it's the same strategy I use in my content, which is being authentic and vulnerable, right? In being yourself, really, because that's how you're going to magnetize all of your leads and clients, is to be yourself. That's how you're going to magnetize all of your success.
I
Um,
want to
mhm.
emphasize on this word, vulnerable, right?
Yes.
People try to make them want them to show themselves that they are the best. They don't have any flaw. They're the
Mhm.
perfect ones. That's why people should come. But
Mhm.
that's all, like, it's absolutely opposite. People don't come to those kind of people. You have to
No.
get vulnerable. You have to talk about these tough situations that you have went through,
Mhm.
right? So, like, can you name a few of those moments that you have shared with your audience?
Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, so many. I mean, we can talk about the fails that I've had,
Hmm.
and I write it in my posts all the time, like about crying,
Hmm.
when things get tough. And, being an entrepreneur, it's like, it's not a straight uphill thing. It's zigzag up and down in circles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally. Even I've been there from past 5 years now.
Yeah. And, there's been moments where I would cry often when, I feel like, oh, what did I do wrong? Or was that not good enough? And, all the doubt and negative self talk kicks in, and,
Hmm.
you snap out of it. And then you're back again, right? And I talk about that. And also I talk about my story of, getting a divorce, and I was in an abusive relationship, and
Hmm.
how I went from that, being a single mom, not making six figures. So after my divorce, I made six figures. I began to thrive. Now I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. It's like I talked about the journey. And recently, it's funny that you said this. My recent post was, your journey is your superpower. That's how you're going to help people, because you've already been through that. You came out of it already. So it's also a tool that you're using to help others who are in it as well, before you got out of it. And
It makes
that's
you
how
more
people will resonate
authentic.
with you.
It makes a more authentic and like much more relatable thing, because
Yeah.
relationships always find a common ground. While you're
Yes.
trying to build any kind of relationship, what do you think? First way, if I want to talk to Stacy, is like, okay, I'm also working with coaches. Stacy,
Mhm,
I got to know that you're also working with coaches. How?
mhm.
Wow, what a wonderful like world it is. It's amazing to know you. Just like that, we try to find common grounds, and when you are vulnerable with these kind of people, you might feel that maybe they would hate me, maybe they would like whatever the feelings it would be. I'm sure coaches would have a lot of feelings like this. Please do comment about it. Do comment
Mhm.
about it and share it with your audience. I can bet you that would be the best post of your social media.
Yeah,
That would be the best post of your social media, and that would get you the best results. And
exactly.
those people who would be messaging or commenting on your on that very post are going to be your lifelong um, followers, fans, unless or until you do something very, very absurd.
No, it's so true. And vulnerability is really important. It makes other people feel safe to
Yeah.
talk to you. It's like, oh, this person is putting out their story out there, so maybe they can help me.
Yeah.
You're inspiring them. You're calling them in forward to, get curious about what you do and how you're going to help them, which is really important, right? It creates a level of magnetism. I'm the best thing. Nobody cares. People want to know how you're going to help them.
Yeah, like nobody this is one point a lot of people don't understand. People don't care who the hell are you. People only care like, are you able to help me or not?
Exactly. And it's not
Am I going
about us anyway.
exactly. Am I going to the am I going to get the best outcome for myself or not? Okay,
Mhm.
you might have made millions of money. Good. You might have got the best partner in your life. Good. How can I get that? That's what people want to talk, know, listen. So whatever you're doing, please think whom you're talking to. And there is a term in public speaking called audience-centric speech. That you need to know your audience and you need to understand what they want to listen and then talk about only those things. No, no fluffy rubbish that you have in your mind and you want to say just to brag about yourself. It won't work. Yeah.
It won't
So
work.
any other thing that you have in your mind that these coaches can use,
What
especially about mentality, I really want to talk about it. I'm asking that, do you have anything, any other, like we have discussed a lot. It's been almost an hour now. Time flies, huh? Time
I
flies.
know, gosh.
And we
Keep
haven't,
going for another hour.
yeah. And I have a lot of questions, by the way. But
Yeah,
again, because of time, we won't be able to do that. But maybe next episode, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to be back.
So the point is, um, I was very like I was privileged to know you first thing, and the kind of mentality that you had, because again, there are very few people who have been conditioned in a manner that, okay, if you put your mind into something, you're going to get that. You just have to put your mind, efforts, time, energy, everything towards that. And my mentor used to say, wherever your mind goes, energy flows.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever the results you get is the result out of your energy that you have been pushing out in the in the universe. That's the manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to guide these audience who are coaches and who wants to again build that freedom, not money. Of course, money is one part, but freedom is one of the most important thing these people want. How can they get it? I'm a marketer, I can help them to build their business, and I'm
Yeah.
very honest about it. I love what I'm doing. I love to know more about psychology. I love to know how to play with that, how to come up with best ideas in terms of ads, in terms of no content. Sabha is the best person in terms of content creation and stuff. She loves
Yeah.
that. We love that thing. We love that part of the aspect of the business, right? But mentality is very different and very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want you to share with these kind of coaches who are
Yeah.
struggling.
Yeah. Honestly, you said it. It's focus, right? What I do is I always focus on what I want, not what I don't want. Because like you said, it will manifest where your what your thoughts go, energy will flow. So focus on what you want. And therefore your subconscious mind will follow.
Mm,
And therefore you will take action accordingly to get what you want. Okay.
mm,
Focus on what you want. And the second thing is I always focus on thinking about my purpose, being genuine and helping others, right? The money will always flow. Money is an infinite resource that always flow to you. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? You got to shift your mindset out of the survival mentality,
okay.
get out of that because that's actually part could be the reason that you're running in circles because you're like worried
Mm.
about money. That's a whole other topic we can talk about, which is money, the energetics around money, but focus on helping people. That's it. Focus on helping people and focus on what you want.
Can you give us those any sort of an exercise that you do with your
Mhm.
clients, which can help them to remove the block about the money. This has been my issue also. I have been there at a time when I started. I was like, why the hell people are going to pay me this much? I know what I'm
Mhm.
doing. I know I'm getting them the great result, but never saw that kind of money. Never
Yeah.
worked till that moment to achieve that. Never had that abundance, right?
Mhm.
So what can these coaches do who are even struggling to make their first $1,000?
Yes. So great question. We can talk about energetics of money right now. So the vibration of money is not really abundance of money
Okay.
at all. The vibration, yeah, I know.
Well, that's a new thing for me. I have my pen and
Yeah.
notes. Yeah.
The vibration of money
Mm,
is the abundance of everything else, the abundance of the value that you already have, feeling abundant in that, the abundance of the freedom that you already have, feeling abundance of that, the abundance of compliments that you receive every day, the abundance of opportunities. Let's say, for example, you get into an argument with your friend or spouse, you have an opportunity to tell them, okay, what you did was not okay.
mm,
Abundance of opportunity, abundance of being yourself, abundance of love. When you focus, take the focus off the money, right? Which is kind of what I just did when I said focus on helping others,
mm.
focus on what you want. The money will flow. The universe will deliver to you. Even without a job, money will flow to you, right? Always. Okay. You have people in the streets, they're, begging for money. Money will always flow. They don't have a job. Do you see? Money will always flow to you no matter what. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Got it.
So abundance mindset comes from knowing that there is a plethora of everything else that you already have in your life: a roof over your head, support, friends, loving family, love within yourself,
Mm.
And then that's where your focus should be. And once you feel grateful for all those abundance, for all those things, guess what? You're telling the universe, I'm abundant. And then boom, more money will flow.
That's a beautiful thing. Never
Yeah.
thought things in such a manner that, again, shift your focus from money towards having the abundance of everything. Because what the hell do we want to do with money? We want
Mhm.
everything, right? We want the best laptop, we want the best car, nice vacation. Just even thinking, whoa, it's a big mind shift right now. Guys, if you can't understand, these are the mind shifting situations. I am facing it right now, and yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful message. People, if I don't know whomsoever who is watching this thing till this moment, you get the like $1 million advice. It's for me at least, and I know for a lot of people it would be. I'm so happy that you have been over here, you have been guiding us. And Stacy, again, now my motto is to have a better and bigger dream with a multiple other things that you need to work towards that, not just, focus and things. Wow, beautiful. So, again, an awestruck situation for me. Moment. I really want to like people would like to connect with you. How do they connect with you? Where can they find you? Where which is the best um point of contact with you so that I can
Of
share it with my audience?
course. I'll make it easy for everyone. You can find me on Facebook under Stacy Phoenix.
Yeah.
You'll see my picture with the red lips. Everyone says that. Oh, the lady with the red lips. Yes, that's me.
On
And
Facebook. Okay.
yes, find me
And
on Facebook.
do you have like an email list that people can actually subscribe so that they can start getting the value that you have?
Yes, you can find it under Stacy Phoenix LLC at Gmail. Um,
Yeah, I'll please share with me. I'll share it on the on wherever
okay.
this particular podcast is over there. You would get in the description or the caption or whatever. Please go and check out. Amazing person. I love to be like I'm so happy. I'm really very
Oh,
happy. I'm over here talking to you. Never thought, seriously, I never thought to connect with people like you. This very profession, this very thing has given me so much. I used to think that I'm very late. I have like my other like college mates and people are doing so good. I'm not doing good. What the hell about to do in my life? I don't know.
mhm.
And now I'm connecting with people like you
Oh,
who are
beautiful.
not just making money, a huge amount of money, but having a different sort of mindset, which is totally different from the real world which people out there have been creating. So glad I'm really happy what I'm doing, really happy what you are doing, Stacy. Keep doing that. I am happy that I've been connected with you, Sabah, a lot of clients that we are working with. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, universe, for all these things.
Yes, yes, of course. And you're so welcome. Thank you for having me here as well. It's been really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Although I had a lot of question, by the way. I had tons of more question, but again, we had only 1 hour, although we
Yep.
exceeded that as well. So again, we might have one more podcast in future on money, especially as you mentioned, it's whole like altogether it's a different topic which has to be
Mhm.
discussed with our audience. So for sure, people whomsoever you're listening, make sure you're following Stacy everywhere, wherever you found Red Lip Girl, Billboard, whatever you want to call her, the manifestation coach, empowerment coach, mindset shifting coach. This person is like 100% in one. So do
You.
that with her and make sure you're a part of her email list because again, as she mentioned, this has worked for her audience. Understand how she's working. And yeah, make sure talk to her personally if you can. She's
Yes.
one of the most loveliest person I know now. And I
Oh,
hope we are going to be connected for a very long time.
yes, we will be for sure.
For sure. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you for coming over here, and thank you all the listeners. Thank you for being a part of our journey. And I hope you as a coach flourish and do all the great things, have all the dreams come true in your life. We pray for you. And yeah, have a great, great time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.